Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Late Night Crap Talk. Let's get that countdown timer going. All right, there it is. All right, Savannah, what are we going to do for the next 9 minutes and 54 seconds?
How about we talk about stuff?
Stuff. I love it. Perfect. That is the best idea you have had since having Princess Leia stand on one foot while balancing spinning dishes on those little what do you call them chopsticks?
Chihuahua feet.
Huh?
The little Chihuahua feet.
Little Chihuahua feet with those spinning dishes on those chopsticks she was holding in her paws.
Yeah, her paw is about the size of my finger.
Finger paw.
Yeah, like imagine. Like
well,
I could literally take my ring and put it on her finger, her whole arm.
Oh Lord, you just came up with new stuff for bling bling with Princess Leia.
It would get lost in a second though, because as soon as she go running, it'll fall off.
Yeah, don't do expensive rings. Just stick with stuff from the dollar vending machine.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not like I was gonna put it on there, but I'm like, hey, this looks like this will fit on her, and it like slides right over her foot. I'm like, dang.
When you put it on, did she go roar 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 and then start prancing around like the princess? Leia? Okay. Yeah. Well, she wouldn't prance around like the Princess Leia, like Leia Organa.
Stop it. What are you doing?
Okay. So this is not a dog that requires purple little puppy toenails and bling bling.
Well, I haven't started painting her toenails yet. She's probably not going to like that because she really doesn't like. I used to paint Pepper's nails, and I would paint Bambi's nails.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Well, here's where the Green Acres and Beverly Hillbillies collide again.
Well, you know why I paint their nails too is why I would paint their nails is because the thing is Pepper had black nails, and I could see how much her nail grew.
Okay, that's a practical approach. You're not doing it just because you want to walk around with a dog or baby stroller with bling bling.
Oh no, it's really cute when my dogs have, and when Pepper's nails were painted, everybody like, oh my god, her nails are painted. That's so cute.
Okay, I'm gonna do something right quick. Folks, as we have the countdown going right now, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show the curmudgeon reaction to hearing about Savea painting her dog's toenails. That's my mom working on some earrings right now as we record the show right now. And that is reaction. Just do it a little bit louder for us, please. Curmudgeon reaction.
What?
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the countdown timer.
All I have to say is that Pepper didn't really mind it. She got used to it. And Bambi really didn't care. I mean, they didn't chew their nail polish off. So
how many other people in your general group of friends, how many other people do that?
Actually, I have a friend who has 2 cats that she probably would paint their nails, but she doesn't.
Yes.
She dresses her cats up in outfits and does Instagram photos with them all the time.
All right. What does curmudgeon have to say?
What? Oh my goodness.
We need this person as a guest.
Yeah. Okay. Let me message her and see what she thinks.
Remember for me to have something happen that week.
Oh, you know what? She could be.
Chris will have to come on.
You know what? She could be a celebrity guest.
This is going to be like the knitting episode if we do this.
No,
it was so out of place.
The knitting episode was fun. You always say it's like such a lame episode. But I'm like, no, it was fun.
I don't like it as a lame episode. I just use it as the example of fish out of water. I'll belong there. I belong there as much as a bull does in a china shop. There will be wreckage. All right, 5 minutes and 37 seconds to go, folks.
Yes.
Well, right here in the world of ag and rural people, we don't see that too much.
You know what? It would be really cute if you painted a cow's hooves or horse's hooves.
All right. We're going back to this. Accessorizing cattle. Raised for food. What's the reaction from the farm girl?
No way. It would leave a mark.
Back to the countdown.
Okay, you know what? Seriously, you could totally paint horses' toenails.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do, but that's for other reasons.
Yeah.
Typically, like Clydesdales, others will be buffed and shined, or
Yeah.
black just to make it for presentation, like Andalusians. What are those prancing horse called from Spain?
Oh, apple.
Not Appies. Not
no,
apple
no,
horses.
what you're talking about? They're called Arabians.
Nope.
No.
No, that Arabians are different. What are those prancing horses from?
Something Paso.
Something Paso. Anyway, kind of like that, but yes, that'll be done that for traditional and symbolic presentations.
Mm.
Not as a cow because it's what you eat. Though I've seen some vaqueros who ride a Brahma bull. They'll teach you how to rein, stick a saddle on that sucker, or just ride a bareback and ride around like a horse. It's actually got a pretty even gait to it.
Mm.
Am I talking knitting talk to you now?
No.
Okay. All right. 3 minutes and 48 seconds, go, folks. Be sure to share. Sharing is caring. You better be doing that, Wendy, Caroline, and Maya, and Vivian, and all the other cool people to watch. And you know what? I'm just going to throw in Kimiko for that too. Guilt trip. Share. I'm doing that now too.
Hey, I'm so excited. I found my thing I was talking about.
That does not sound exciting.
Remember I was telling you about the one thing that we're going to talk about today, and I was going to look up on the news. I just looked it up.
I'm slightly lost.
And I found it.
Well, I'm going to step away because I actually have to spilled something on my shirt, so I need to go change it. We got just enough time, so I'm going to go do that real fast.
Okay.
And I'll be back. You be nice, folks, audience. Ask Savea about Princess Leia and her nose ring. Discuss.
Okay, this guy. Anyway, I don't put earrings on Princess Leia. I don't believe in piercing my dog's ears because there are people that do that. I don't believe in doing that because I think that's not right. Because dogs having holes in their ears, for one thing, they could scratch their ears and they could rip the earring out with their nails, which would be really terrible and bloody and bad. And yeah, I would never pierce my dog's ears, but people do. So James is on crack.
No. James is on happiness.
You were saying that I would pierce Princess Leia's nose. I mean, come on, really?
No, I didn't say that. I just had to talk about her nose ring.
Yeah, which
somebody else could have pierced her nose. Dan, Chris.
No.
Evil you from the alternate universe.
No, I would never do that. That's like crazy.
And yet, if it becomes in vogue.
No, I would never do it.
Audience, let me know your thoughts.
Painting dog nails is so superficial, but putting a hole through their body is a totally different thing.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds cruel.
It is cruel. I don't think that's right. Like if you're painting a dog's toenails versus like piercing their ears or their nose, it's totally a different thing.
Let's get the judge back. What do you say, Curmudgeon?
I agree.
Okay.
See, I'm not on crack, James. You're on crack.
I didn't not on crack. I'm on green tea.
Okay. Whatever you say.
My pants are pulled up too.
Okay.
TMI. All right, folks, we've got 56 seconds to go. Y'all ready for countdown? Y'all remember how to count? Get your fingers out.
I don't know if people can do it. It might be too late at night.
We have the most intelligent crowd of any talk show that appears in this time slot on Facebook.
I just think they're really tired from the day. Like they work so hard during the day that they come home at night and they stay up to watch our show. They don't want to think at Friday night, let's count to 10.
So our show's not smart.
Well, we have
people watch our show to turn off their brains.
For them, so they don't even have to think.
Well, you know what, folks? Get your fingers out. So you're holding up 10 fingers right now and get ready to count down with us. Ready, Savea?
Yes, I'm ready.
Starting with 10.
9.
8.
7.
6.
5.
4.
3.
2. Showtime. It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Avea Kamori Yang and James Hermes. On this week's show, wacky weather stories. How do hurricanes see? With one eye. It's time to start the show.
No. That intro is really catchy. I'm really glad we chose that like 2 years ago-ish.
When we first started the show, I had 3.5 days to put that together. And that is like 95 to 98% what the first one looked like. And the music, and I went, here's what we got. She goes, good. Okay. You did not approve it. We did it out of necessity. Because folks, our original song was going to go. Let me. I don't have a kazoo with me.
No, it was Wayne's World.
Huh?
It was Wayne's World.
Well, no, we had a much different and I think more appropriate theme song that went to the. I don't have a kazoo with me, but I'm not going to go grab one. But it went to the tune of something like. And the voiceover is going to go, welcome to Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Avea Kamori Yang and James Hermes. On tonight's show, wacky weather stories and more. Here's my joke now. How do hurricanes see with only one eye? Let's start that show. And that was the original version.
Yeah.
But you thought it needed to be more upbeat. You wanted something upbeat. I went with it, and that's how it happened. There wasn't a lot of choice. We were in a hurry.
I know.
And I may still do the show like that. I don't know. Okay, so.
Well, you guys.
Why do we do the show?
Yes, so we do the show every week because we want to keep ourselves out there. We want to entertain you and maybe teach you something new and go over some fun stuff. So if you like our business, like our show, like what we do here, subscribe to our channels, Facebooks, YouTube, and Twitch, and you'll be notified every time we have a live. And sometimes they're pre-recorded because obviously we have a lot more to do now that the pandemic's kind of chilled a little bit, even though we're still in the pandemic-ish a little. So anyway, we have to do stuff still now. So that's what I was saying. But anyway, hey, James, what's going on with Elk Rack?
What's going on with Elk Rack? Right now, as the show is airing tonight, and this Survey opened the door, we did pre-record this show. Tonight, I am over at Rancho Mission. There it is. Rancho Mission Viejo Rodeo over in San Juan Capistrano. We set up the booth. We're at a campground tonight, a private campground with an ivory tower and fine animal petting zoo with cows with painted hoof nails and donkeys with painted hoof nails and Purple Rain playing in the background. I'll talk about that later. Why? And tomorrow we will be live at the show at the rodeo with our booth there. If you got rodeo tickets, come check it out. It is one of the top 2-day rodeos in the country with a purse over $500,000. That's prize money. With the top rodeo contestants from each category being barrel racing, bull, bronc riding, saddle bronc, calf roping, all those major events, including bull riding. The top 20 cowboys from each category are invited. It's an invitation only. It's like a mini reunion of the NFR National Finals Rodeo. If you get tickets, come check it out. It is a good rodeo with lots of great action. What's going on with dancing there? Wait. You do an original style of the show.
Well, so I just had my birthday. I had a lot of fun, and this weekend.
Are you this many years old?
Huh?
Are you this many years old?
I'm many years old.
You're that many years old?
Yeah. But I had a great time and spent time with some friends at Disneyland and got my hair color touched up, which you can't see right now. And yeah, so this weekend is the wrap up of my birthday fun. And then I'm going to go to Disneyland on Sunday.
How many weeks or days in a row do you celebrate your birthday?
Usually, well, I try to do a month, but it is probably, this time it's only about like a week and a half.
Well, you remember like last week's show with the song I did on the days of Sylvia's birthday?
Yeah.
The 120th day of Sylvia's birthday. Yeah. Sylvia bought for herself. She told, what's the little thingy's name from Amazon? It's a voice control.
Alexa.
She bought herself Alexa to play Purple Rain. Okay, she's got that blank smile on there.
No, I just waited to see because my Alexa turned on.
Alexa, play Purple Rain.
Did you hear it?
No.
I'm here. I listen once I hear the wake word.
Did you hear that?
Alexa, awake. I can hear it. All right. Alexa, what color is Savea's hair?
Here's something I found on the web. According to MarietteBiography.com, Savannah's hair is long and blonde in color.
It seriously answered it. All right, let me try one because we can't play Prince because of copyright issues and us being on the air.
You know what? I bet you that if someone's listening to this at home and they have one, we should say something really funny. They would do something at their home automatically.
There's actually a podcast I listen to called Twitch, which is science with technology and something this week. And they actually, it has now become part of the practice not to mention Alexa and then say something because people's Alexa or whatever will actually respond to it. And so they just allude to that and then talk. So they don't actually set it off and actually have, by listening to a podcast, you end up buying 30 chickens or something.
Yes.
From Amazon.
Yes.
So I am curious. Hey, Alexa, Google or Apple? Nothing?
No, you didn't say it clear enough.
Hey, Alexa, Google or Apple?
You didn't say it clear enough.
Okay.
You said Google what?
Google or Apple?
Google. Okay, Google or Apple.
Yeah. All right. Let me try one.
Hey, Alexa, Google or Apple?
I don't know that one.
Did you hear that?
All right. Hey, Alexa. Did it respond?
No. Say it again.
Hey, Alexa. Buy a pizza.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Lucky you.
You know why? Because it's not set up to do that. It's only set up to play music for me.
Okay. Well, you can do the same thing. You can always do Google to me.
Yeah, I know. I've done it before.
I know.
I also turned off your record. You were trying to record on your remember you were trying to record on your GoPro?
Yes.
And you're like GoPro, record. I'm like, GoPro, stop. Anyway, let me finish telling you. So we're actually going to be getting our kids ready for Barona Pow Wow. And I believe we may have our bead retreat registration open. So make sure to check out our website. We do a bead retreat once a year. It's usually the third week of October, but this week it's going to be the fourth week of October. And basically what we do is we have bead classes, open beading, and it's in nature. And so it's really a lot of fun. If you don't like to camp, that's okay. You could stay at an Airbnb or you could stay at a hotel nearby and you can come during the day. So for sure, it's a lot of fun. I love the campground. It's just such a nice space. And it's really a great time. Everyone really loves it because it's just they become friends and you have.
Are you over Lake Cuyamaca again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really a good location. And it's actually a nice time of year because it's chilly at night, but it's like a good chilly. It's not like a hot, it's not like a freezing chilly. And it's just nice because, you know, we come off a hot summer and a hot fall. And usually that time in October, it's just the weather is just very mild and nice.
All of a sudden, I went chili.
That
That sounds good.
I want chili. You know, actually, you know what, James?
Can we do chili?
I'll do turkey chili.
Yeah, James, I was going to say I've made turkey chili.
Yes.
And it's really good. It tastes like beef. Like it has a beef flavor when you put all the chili seasoning in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Background is not behaving.
Yes. So that is pretty much what's going on. And then Shop Hop, of course, is coming up. So we're going to have a long list of powwows we're going to. We're going to Verona. We're skipping Sycuan because we didn't get a vendor faith in time. Then we're going to San Manuel. Then we're going to Bishop. And then we're going to the Santa Ynez Chumash powwow. So we're doing a lot of powwows in a row.
Oh, yeah, you are. I've got a couple coming up and, well, a couple rodeos in October into September. I just don't, I can't make enough inventory to do the many shows in a row and everything else. Which, by the way, let's remind our audience how you do this. Go ahead. Turn it on.
GoPro. Record.
You got to turn it on first.
Oh, what? GoPro on?
GoPro turn on.
Okay. GoPro. Record.
Say GoPro start recording. Oh, look what it did.
GoPro. Stop recording.
It stopped recording.
GoPro. Turn around and film James.
You know, the image I have, let me show you what it looks like when I'm looking at.
Oh my gosh, it's really wacky, isn't it?
I know. It's green. It's showing
It's like
the green
Max
screen behind
Headroom.
me.
Like Max Headroom.
So right now, because of the green screen right there, it's catching the StreamYard is catching the little thing right here, and it's just like going all over. That's weird.
It's crazy.
Why don't you turn the GoPro off?
James, you know, it's really weird. Your hat last week was black, and now it's like that weird color.
Because I myself am unusual also.
But that's weird. That hat just changes colors randomly.
I know, like me.
It's weird.
Yes. Anyway, GoPro turn off. Okay. There's a line that, all right, in the movie Beetlejuice, what was the gal that played the daughter in that movie? Was
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
Yes.
There's a line she says in that, and let's look at Beetlejuice quotes right quick.
Okay.
Because when the dead couple are talking, saying, "How come you can see us but nobody else can?" And she said something like, "The dead are considered, the dead are considered uncommon and unusual. I myself am uncommon and unusual." It's words very close to that. Okay, don't choke there.
Yeah, I know. I just
Don't choke on your own laughter.
I choked on my own spit.
Why are you spitting on yourself?
Every once in a while, I'll like swallow wrong. It's weird. And I'm like, ugh. You tell me that never happens to you ever.
No, I just find your timing suspect and your excuse questionable. Your reasoning questionable. If we're in a courtroom drama, you would lose on my cross-examination. We should do that. We should do court cases.
Okay.
Where we get cross-examined by an attorney. Or be survey attorney at law. James, capital defendant.
Yes.
Or James, professional jurist and judiciary. Okay. On to wacky weather stories. Folks, with monsoons happening and all the unusualness going on, a few weeks ago, there was a case of flash flooding in summer in Furnace Creek in Death Valley National Park, and some other wacky weather, like places that are getting, heat waves. And with the unusual weather that Stephen Bronsoon's brought out, that we thought tonight would be a fun time to talk about wacky weather stories and experiences we have. Let us know what you have in the comments. I did again. What you have in the comments, and we'll comment on that too. And with that, we have wacky weather. So
Yes.
We can share the weather stories. Do we want to share our own personal ones and then move on to wacky weather stories?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. What is your weirdest, wackiest weather experience?
Well, I have a few things I was going to talk about, but
Okay.
the first one that I thought was really weird. This happened when I lived in Arizona in Phoenix, or actually in Tempe specifically. It was so weird. One evening we had fog, like serious, like it was just fog. It was fog in Phoenix. It was the weirdest thing. It was fog. And I don't know what, and I don't remember what the the weather situation was, because they didn't go on to the news for that or whatever, But it was really funny because people were really freaking out. They had no idea how to drive in fog. And the visibility was, say, like 300 or 400 feet. So, I mean, you could definitely see far ahead of you. You could see like traffic lights ahead of you and whatnot. It wasn't
300 or 400 feet in a moving vehicle is not great. You're not experienced with that.
It's not great, but it's not like terrible, especially when you have like the traffic lights are like lit up. And also, if you live in the area, why would you not assume there's a traffic light coming up when you're coming upon around the block? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like weird, like, oh, here's a sweet tomatoes, which doesn't exist anymore. Here's a sweet tomatoes. I know that after the sweet tomatoes, there's a light. It's people were freaking out. Like, they were driving like 20 miles an hour in like 40 zones.
Actually, that's not a bad thing if they're being cautious when they hit the gas.
Yeah, well, when gas was so cheap back then, I think we were paying like $2 a gallon or something.
Yeah, but cars aren't.
But it was so funny because everyone was flipping out. And here, everyone on the freeway, we have fog. We're all going 70 miles an hour at least.
No
that
kidding.
kind of fog, not like the 0 to 15 feet ahead of you fog. I'm talking about 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet of visibility. And people were freaking out and they were driving 20 miles an hour.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's the wackiest weather. That's a good one especially in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, well, yeah, that one. I mean, do you want me to talk about my other ones, or you want to go?
It's our show. No,
Okay.
Let's bring up yours.
Okay. And so then back in the 80s, we in San Diego County, often we get a drought. San Diego actually is a desert, and a lot of people don't realize it's a desert. Even though we have coasts, we're a desert climate. Okay. The only reason why we have all these green things and all these grass and all it's because we water it. Okay. So I remember when we moved here, we were in a drought, and it was like 1983 when we moved here to Escondido. And I remember we had this crazy amount of rain, and I was trying to look it up on the internet. I actually found they were saying that there was some crazy rains and floodings in San Diego. But I remember it was obviously in like, here, maybe this is stormy weather. Let's see. I don't know what this is. This ad is popping up and it's making it so my phone's not getting the screen. Oh, here. Let's see. But yeah, it was really crazy because we had so much rain that this is 1983, which this makes sense. Stormy weather in 1983. It wasn't just in the coast, right? It came inland. But there was a lot of flooding, like all of the Mission beaches, all the beaches were flooding. George's, which is not George's. The Marine Room was flooded. They have a restaurant that actually sits on the ocean. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Whoops. Thanks, James.
I did it.
I'm thinking
about our businesses and stuff.
Their brand, yeah, right. Did we do that one for our thing last night?
I don't think we did.
What?
You mean last week?
Yeah, last week.
Last week? I think we forgot.
Yeah.
No do-overs. All right. Anyway,
but yeah, the Marine Room had it has a dining room that's literally on the beach. And so when high tide comes up, it comes up to the building. So you're like practically seeing, there's water like right at the building, right? But during this time, there was flooding, and actually all the marine room was destroyed from the water because it all came up really high. It came up and flooded their restaurant. But I remember there was so much rain. They called it the March Miracle. And there was so much rain within like 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks. It was raining nonstop. It literally pulled us out of the drought within 2 weeks. It was flooding everywhere, but it pulled us out of the drought. And I think that even Lake Hodges was overflowing. That's how much water it was.
I remember that Miracle March. That's actually probably one I can compliment that story if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
At the same time, that Miracle March, and that was 90s or 2000s?
That was 80s.
80s. That's right. That's right. At that same time, if you can imagine, going between Riverside and, say, Palm Springs, driving through the San Gorgonio Pass, where it didn't have all the windmills and less development, lot less development, but it still had the dinosaurs and the old restaurant and gas station. But going through there, I remember when it was happening, Miracle March. There, you've got Mount San Gorgonio and Mount San Jacinto. Mount San Jacinto is just like boom, it's right there. It goes up 10,000 feet, right? 9,000 feet from where you're at. Just big boom, just almost straight up.
Yeah, it's really scary to drive down. It's really scary.
Well, you mean through the pass?
Yeah, when you drive down, not driving up. Driving down is scary.
Yeah, through the pass, but you're thinking probably said the El Cajon.
I don't know.
Anyway, so when you drive through there, it's got this big mountains just rising right up next to you, and during Miracle March, there was so much rain you could see the waterfalls and sheets of water falling down off the mountain. There was so much you could stand there with the next eye and see just waterfalls and all these above these alluvial fans and parts of the mountain coming. Just you could see with the naked eye just cascading down. It was so amazing, and just rivers of water coming through. It was probably a 500-year event.
Yeah, it was a lot of rain, and it was just very strange because it was a lot of rain. It was not a normal amount of rain any year. I mean, right now this year we've had very little rain in San Diego.
Yeah, we got a La Nina going on again.
Yeah, so I mean, I really would love to see some more rain here because we're due for some rain.
Absolutely, let it rain. We need purple rain. Hey, folks, you don't know what that means. When we first signed on for the show, Savea's over working in her condo and whatnot. And I sign on and I just hear purple rain, purple rain. And so I'm like, huh. And so I start getting on the mic and going, purple rain, purple rain. And I don't hear her. And then I start texting her purple rain, purple rain. And then I hear, I'm here. I'm just finishing painting. So that's why I'm kind of digging on purple rain. Anyway. Yeah.
Right now we are recording the show. Obviously we're pre-recording it, but I'm at the condo. This is actually probably one of the last recordings we're going to do when I'm at actually the condo. So I'm going to show you something.
We need to do a housewarming show.
Let me turn off my background so you can see where I am. Cause I'm not so right now I'm at my condo.
How'd you do that? That's Matt Witchcraft. It is not technology.
Kind of see around a little bit. This is I'm in the living room right now.
Where's the picture? Where's the big picture I gave you of dogs playing pool on black velvet?
What are you talking about? I never got that.
You showed me pictures of it hanging prominently in your house.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I got you that nice painting of the dogs playing pool.
No, you didn't. Now you're just making up stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explain why you're not hanging the picture. Jeez.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're recording while I'm in between drying paint sessions because I'm painting the patio. I'm painting the patio deck. So this is the second coating that's drying right now. So anyway.
So quite literally, folks, we're doing the show between times of paint, Savea waiting for the paint to dry.
Yes, exactly.
And we want something exciting because remember, welcome to Late Night Craft Talk.
It's like we're so excited. We're watching paint dry right now.
It'd be like this. This if we're going to do a show based on paint drying, pretend this is a fan be going, oh my, it is hot here in the south, waiting for the paint to dry in this horrible heat. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
I'm doing it like a Valley Girl. I need to do it like a Southern Belle.
I can't even
work on accent.
I can't even put my mind around how to say that. How to do a Southern accent with a Valley girl.
I don't know. The weather here is horrid. Horrid, I must have this fan waiting for the paint to dry. At least paint dries quick in this Southern California humid weather. It's not a Southern Belle, but I can at least get that part out.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Work on that. Well, at least I got that accent out because I was doing surfer dude. That just totally fits.
Yeah,
like
right.
2 left shoes on a right foot. All right.
And then the one thing that I thought was really kind of interesting is over the years living here, because I mean, I lived in Arizona for 5 years, but I lived in Escondido from 83 until 94. And then from 2001 until 2003 until now. So I mean, I've lived here for many years in Escondido. And the interesting thing is that I've noticed that as the weather has gotten warmer, I remember every fall, my car would have frost on it in the morning when we would go in high school. So that was like in the 90s. I remember my car would get frost in wintertime. Like every morning. And it definitely is a lot warmer than it used to be. And I remember it raining a lot. And I remember October being really cold. Like October. And I remember as soon as school started, I don't know if you remember this, James. But when school started, it always was immediately colder. Like the temperature had gotten a lot cooler. So September.
I remember having generally colder winters. It's got warm over the years.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So
I want to see about a selfie with the GoPro while we do this. Wave hi. Let me get it in so closer. Hold on. I'm gonna expand it, and I'll play this back for everybody. All right, I've got it expanded. Wave hi, Savea. Okay. Let me see if I can play that back. All right, let me minimize the screen here. Okay. One of my favorite weird weather phenomenons down here, and it's common here in the Southwest when you start getting out to the deserts. You see it in Arizona. You see it. Used to see it more routinely in the Coachella Valley, but come about usually. Sometimes we have an extraordinary monsoon season in first half September, last half August, the time period we're in now. We start getting storms, and they really build up. We will actually have cases where we will have a lone cloud under the right conditions. It can be completely blue, and it typically happens late afternoon or early evening. It's really cool late in the evening when the sun goes down. But you'll have one lone cloud, blue around us, one cloud, popping rain, just pouring rain down, and or popping out lightning, an electrical storm like crazy. You have one cloud, medium-sized cloud, doesn't make up the whole sky, completely blue around you, and lightning going like crazy. And I've shown it on Facebook a couple of times. We haven't seen it happen in a couple of years. You may go a few years where that doesn't happen at all, but it is nuts. We just have some, but that lightning, it'll last anywhere from 15 minutes to almost an hour. And then it just disappears, just dissipates. But electrical storm going like nuts and really unusual, but known to happen down here. Mm-hmm. And then probably another weird weather phenomenon that I like to bring out that a lot of people probably have not heard of. We do have viewers around the world, and this is not a made up word. It's called a haboob.
Yeah.
You've been on them.
Oh yeah. I've been driving to Arizona, and I'm like, oh, look it's a Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome cloud coming our way.
Bingo. Or Mad Max Fury Road. And that's kind of what it looks like. You see the movie. So folks, what that is where the wind kicks up in a monsoon, a storm kicks up ahead of it, a dust storm. And sometimes it can be just the dust storm that's kicked up. And Phoenix is known to get enveloped by this. We have it happen here in Coachella Valley. Typically, it's when most of our wind comes out of the northwest. This is where the wind comes out of the southeast or east, and just picks up all this moisture and dust from around the deserts around the Salton Sea. And when you walk out where I'm at, you can look over, and they typically happen early evening, late afternoon time period. We'll get a couple a year, maybe. We might go some years without it. But you look over, you just see this orange glow on the horizon, where this orange haze or even glow if it's at nighttime, and you just see it, and it's just kind of just lumbering toward you. You see it high in the sky, and you're like, well, let's batten down the hatches and close the windows. We're about to get hit. And then when it comes, if it's mixed with a monsoon, it just hits like a brick wall, and the wind starts blowing 30, 40, sometimes 50 miles an hour, huge gusts, 50 to 60 miles an hour, and you will get rain, but it's raining mud. And you've had that probably in Phoenix. And so your car, it only happens right when I wash my car or my truck, obviously. But vehicles will get caked in mud from this. And it's just raining mud. I mean, everything's just covered in mud. You got to hose off your patio or whatever afterward. Hope it doesn't blow down a tree. I've had that happen. But it's such a funky weather phenomenon. And it can be accompanied by an electrical storm, too.
It is. It's really weird because...
And it'll last anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. Sometimes like 5 minutes, just boom, hits, and then it's over. And just, you got a big old mess to clean up.
Well, you know, what's interesting is when there's ever the monsoons would come in Arizona, this is one thing I recognized. Whenever it was going to rain, it would get really windy.
Yes.
If you notice that. It gets really windy. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's raining. And so like when I remember when we had, when I got my, I just purchased a car in Arizona and my sister was with me. And I told her, I'm like, we need to go home. And she's like, why? I said, because it's going to start raining really soon. And she's like, how do you know? I'm like, don't you know it's the wind? It's like really crazy. And so, yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm actually looking up, I'm bringing up a picture of a monsoon that's,
you know, and Phoenix would get, right now it's monsoon season. So it's always really, I love monsoons in Arizona because that's the one thing, I mean, I hated the heat over there, but the one thing I love about going to Arizona during August is I love the monsoon because the rain, it's so much rain and it floods the streets. And, you know, every year they know they're going to have some crazy rains and they have not done anything about it. Okay, I said my piece. They don't have any sewer system to take the water off of the roads. So the roads literally flood every time there's a storm. And
the roads become rivers.
And incredible light storms, and incredible lightning. And I remember just enjoying that, seeing all the lightning storms.
Yeah. Let me show a picture of a monsoon for our viewers that never heard of it or seen one. Here's a good picture of a monsoon. I'm going to show real fast.
That's actually something I miss about Arizona. I love I love the monsoon and the lightning storms. Yeah.
That's one over near outside of Phoenix. Look at all that water dropping, that wall of water. You can have one cloud going through, and this can drop an inch to, in rare occasions, 3 inches of rain. You can get an entire year's worth of precipitation in that one cell, just dropping like crazy.
Yep.
And they're really localized too. I mean, it doesn't spread all over Phoenix. It could be a half a square mile area or smaller, and it's just dumps like that. It's all a wall of water. You get what's called 3-inch rain, 3 inches between drops. It's just coming down. So that's a good example of the monsoons. They're so funky.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a picture of a haboob?
Let me get it. Do you have one?
No. But it's really crazy. I have video on my Facebook somewhere of a haboob. We're driving through it, and it was just crazy.
It'll rock all over the place.
Let me see. Actually, I can look on my calendar.
I've got a picture of a haboob right here. This is a real picture. Let me get it up real fast. All right, folks. This is... I lost my cursor. Okay.
Let me see. I can probably find something because I took pictures when
the one's not popping up right on this one.
On the way to Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So this is a picture of a haboob, folks. That's a haboob.
Yes.
And that is a real picture. That is what they look like. It can come crawling over like something from a weird sci-fi movie or something from Dune. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, it is real.
That's so weird. I'm like looking.
So that's a picture of a haboob.
Ton. Yes, I have a ton of pictures I took of them, and I'm not seeing them.
Gotcha. Let me bring up another picture of Haboob. We've got some good stuff here. This is one coming in over. It's probably someplace in Arizona. We'll show that right quick. So here's another one coming over the city. Don't tell me that didn't look something like from the apocalypse.
Oh my gosh, I know it's totally.
And there we go. Let's zoom in on that. Ain't that interesting? Okay, but as far as winter weather events, what's the most unusual you've seen?
Well, I mean, we've gotten some. The last couple years actually was kind of interesting. We actually got hail. It was kind of weird because we got hail around Christmas time last year actually, and it was really cold. So I mean, if it was the right weather, we would have had snow. But we actually had hail here, which was kind of interesting. We don't get hail.
We had Palm Springs once, twice in my lifetime, maybe 3. Got it. Probably one of my most unusual for us for winter here, where I live, is that probably about 2012, 16 to 17 years ago, we had the weather prediction was fairly unseasonably warm weather, and this was early December. Unseasonably highs in the 80s. And then we had this freak storm just form over the local mountains, the Santa Rosa and San Jacinto Mountains. And it moved out over the Coachella Valley and over Joshua Tree. And we had a freak rain. This storm only developed in like a couple hours. Things came together. And it wasn't Riverside, other parts, it's over the other side of the mountain. It just formed over the mountain that came out. And it dumped a couple inches, hard rain like a monsoon over the Coachella Valley.
I found some stuff.
Let's see it.
Okay. This is actual video. Oh, shoot. Let me turn. Okay, hold on. Let me turn off my.
Okay.
Keep talking. Hold on. Let me turn on my virtual background so you guys can see. Because it's on my cell phone and I found it on my Facebook.
Let me step off for like 30 seconds while you share that with the audience. Cool?
Yes.
Okay, let me be right back.
Okay, let me turn my volume up all the way so I can get it. Okay.
Look at this rainbow! It's Earth on our Facebook welcoming me back to Arizona. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see this. I haven't seen a rainbow in Arizona ever. I don't think I've ever seen one.
That was during that.
This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Arizona missed me. Oh my god, Arizona missed me. Oh.
Okay. Let's see, I have more. Let's see. This was crazy. Oh yeah, here we go. This is exactly what James just showed, but this happened. This is actually what I saw. Look at this.
Look at that, just like someone was shown on the internet.
Yeah, so this actually, that is a legitimately real thing. It's crazy. I know they add some more. This is with it coming towards us. Look at. Let's see if it's focusing. Focus. You see that?
Yeah. Look at that.
We were driving to it and we're like, oh, this is going to be a big storm. And this was actually cool because you can see that it's overtaking the mountains in the distance.
And is that north or south of Phoenix?
Southwest of Phoenix. We were taking the 8 in. That's generally how we drive to Phoenix. But yeah, oh, this one's good. This is where you can see where it actually legit is.
That's a legit picture.
That. It definitely looks like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you think Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome or more Mad Max Fury Road?
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Okay. Have you seen Mad Max Fury Road?
No. Nope.
This is the kind of movie that will make you say the words Roadhouse.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, girl, we gotta watch Roadhouse. Not Roadhouse. Oh, is that a Roadhouse?
I've seen Roadhouse. I don't need to see that
Fury
again.
Road. It's on HBO Max. Fury Road.
Yeah,
It's
no,
amazing.
I just get bit by I think I Just got bit by a mosquito or something on my leg.
That's unusual. That's an unusual weather phenomenon. Mosquitoes in your apartment. Okay. I think at this point we shared it, but let me finish the story very quickly. The winter event.
Yeah.
We actually had a bunch of rain, and it went over Joshua Tree National Park and over to the communities of like Joshua Tree, Yucca Valley, 29 Palms. And Yucca Valley got 3 feet of snow overnight. And Joshua Tree got 2 to 2.5 feet of snow.
That's crazy.
And that's not in our parts of the national park. That's in the town off Highway 62.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that, we have some weather stories we want to share with you from the general public.
Yeah.
So, do you have yours ready?
No.
What?
No.
I'm ready for our show. I'm just typing.
You're always ready for our show.
I better. Or we're going to end up with the opening credits of the show of Welcome to Late Night Craft Talk. Bueller.
No.
Bueller. All right.
I've been a little preoccupied.
Okay. From Mental Floss, 5 weird but real weather events. From Mental Floss, the website. And this is, wow, this first one's going to be something like Sharknado.
Did it rain? Did it rain? Rain frogs?
Well, because of copyright issues, I can't show the photos, but we can cover this. Wow, here. Okay. I'm looking at a picture of some guys walking down the street with a bunch of fish all down the street. It says this scene was caused by a tanker full of mackerel spilling on a Belfast street in 2015, but a fish rain might look similar. So it was a fish rain. This is known to happen where there's like water spouts, which is a tornado over water.
Oh, yeah. Like pulls water out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Weirdness. Rains of frogs and fish cause tornadoes. Shall I read this?
Yeah.
Tornadoes can do some weird things. A tornado can destroy one house while leaving the other house next door seemingly untouched. They can grow miles wide or just last for a couple of seconds. But one of the weirdest things about tornadoes is that they can actually make it rain aquatic creatures. If a tornado passes over a body of water like a lake, a river, or a pond, the extreme suction can lift fish and frogs right out of the water. What goes up must come down. And sometimes there are people in the way to tell the story after the skies clear out. So yes, Library of Congress reports that fish fell on a town in Louisiana back in 1947 after a rambunctious storm. Halfway around the world, a tornado caused thousands of frogs to rain from the sky in a town in Serbia in 2005.
Wow. In
That'll make
2005.
a churchgoer. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah, right? Because they're like, oh my God, frogs, raining
Something
frogs.
from
What's going
Fringe or
on?
the X-Files.
Yeah, it is like X-Files, right?
Totally.
That's after the X-Files, too, because X-Files was like in the 90s.
Didn't X-Files go to the early 2000s?
I don't think
And it
so.
lasted into the early 2000s because a couple of sequel movies were great.
Let's see here.
Fringe was like X-Files Unbridled. And then it just got weird. Durr.
After the Smoky Man died, it kind of got weird.
Yes. All right. So do you have a weird, wacky weather story?
No, I told you I don't.
Yeah, Google.
I know here.
All right.
let's see.
Also
I'm
from Mental
trying to find out from you. Okay, so the last season, 11th season of X-Files premiered on January 2018. Huh.
2018.
Weird.
Oh, you know what?
They did a rehash, didn't they?
No, what they did is they did additional. That was
Right.
many years after Mulder was like married to Scully.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, they did like a 6 or 7 episode season way after the regular series ended, just kind of an update thing.
Okay,
Like
the
update with aliens
series.
and stuff like that.
I've seen episodes, like they had episodes in 2000, 2001. I'm looking back the seasons.
It went on for a while because remember,
Yeah.
David Duchovny disappeared because of the UFO kidnapped him, and so they brought in Gillian Anderson, who played Scully, was kind of sidelined. She would make appearances every so often, but it was mostly I forget the actor and actress's name, but one of them was the dude that played the Terminator in T2.
Oh,
Heavy Jersey accent, great actor.
I
Underrated
forgot. He was
too.
blonde, right?
Huh?
He was blonde, right?
Yeah.
He was the guy that was like, and he had
He was the
liquid
metallic
metal.
Terminator that could change shape in Terminator
Yeah,
2.
liquid metal. That was craziness.
The best Terminator movie.
That was pretty good.
Yes. God help me, I can remember these random facts, but I can't remember my name, and I have to look at my
You know
driver's
what
license.
though? You know what though? Those movies are so much fun.
Oh yeah.
You know, everyone that knows us as, you know, our show hosts, they know that we really love watching TV and movies, and we get into that. So I mean, we're gonna have a fun episode coming up in the future that's gonna be about TV and movies.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. Everyone's gonna love it.
All right. I'm not going to chew my mouth full of food. No. I'm not going to talk. It's rude. I was getting a little, so I need to go grab something to eat real quick. All right. Weirdness. Heat bursts at night cause thunderstorms. Let's see about this. This is number 2 on the list. All right. Sun going down on a hot day usually robs thunderstorms of the instability they need to survive, ending the day rumbling thunder and heavy rain not long after dark. However, some thunderstorms don't go out quietly. Folks on the American plains have to deal with heat bursts every once in a while. If a layer of dry air develops within a dissipating thunderstorm, the rain falling out of the storm can evaporate all at once. The evaporating rain creates a bubble of cool, dense air that rushes down toward the ground. This bubble of descending air compresses as it falls, causing it to dramatically warm up before crashing into the ground. So what that story is, in Alva, Oklahoma recently experienced one of these heat bursts. The temperature there at 7 p.m. on June 15, 2017 was a balmy 90 degrees Fahrenheit with thunderstorms in the area. But by 8 p.m., the temperature dramatically rose to 96 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. And it peaked at 99 degrees by 8:20 p.m. The sudden rise in temperature was accompanied by a 20 to 30 mile an hour wind and a sharp drop in humidity. Temperatures returned to normal by 9:30 p.m. Some heat bursts are even more dramatic, briefly raising temperatures above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, even in the middle of the night. Yeah, I've never heard of that. You?
You know what? I've never heard of that, but can you imagine in Phoenix? Those heat bursts will probably bring them up to 120.
Yeah, I can see. I think one of the weirdest dramatic rises in temperature was actually north of Los Angeles. I forget the community, but there, I don't remember the cause, but there's this weird onshore flow that came from some kind of heat bubble, and this beach town that, and this is like in the 1920s or 30s. It went from like 78 degrees. In a matter of hours, it rose up to 100, over 120 degrees, and then dropped back down. But with some kind of weird air pressure thing that flowed into this town and just roasted the town, and then it dropped back down. And it was quite a while ago, but it was one of the biggest changes in daily temperature anywhere recorded. So that's spunky right there. All right, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Weirdness. Planes that can't fly cause intense heat. All right. Weather is the cause of most flight delays and cancellations in the United States. Whether conditions are too extreme for safe flying or rain and clouds just slow things down. It's never fun to have to fly where there's a big weather system rolling through, obviously. Sometimes even clear skies and bright sunshine can cancel flights. Phoenix, Arizona recently made the news for their record-breaking heat wave, canceling flights at the city's major airport. What's the name of the airport in Phoenix?
Sky Harbor. Hey, I know why. We went over this in my astronomy class in college. Okay, so imagine a pot of boiling water. You know what a rolling boil looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like the water, like it's really like it's doing this. Like it's not like popping, it's just like rolling, right? that
Yeah.
when the heat is so extreme in Phoenix, our astronomy instructor had said that literally, if you imagine a pot of boiling water, that is what's happening in the atmosphere above the airport. So it makes it really unstable to fly in and out because the air is like literally doing this. It's like hot and cold, and it's doing this.
Updrafts and whatnot. Yeah, it's one of the things that makes the instability of monsoons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is probably going to talk about that right here.
Yeah.
Temperatures rose as high as 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Phoenix, preventing some flights from safely landing or departing. Since hot air is less dense than cold air, extreme heat can prevent certain airplanes from generating lift they need to safely take flight. If these airplanes try to take off in excessive high temperatures, the airplane runs the risk of barreling off the end of the runway before it can lift off.
Mm-hmm. There's
There
that.
it is.
And also, it's the same thing coming down. That's why there's so much turbulence too, especially in hot areas. When you're landing or taking off, that's why there's a lot of turbulence.
But still not as unusual of a scenario as Sharknado.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me look for a good one here. We have, let's see, we're at 50 minutes.
We
We
have
have
about 9
time for
minutes
one
left.
more.
Yeah.
What's that?
We have about 9 minutes left.
5 minutes left. So we have time for one more story.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Weirdness, cyclones. Here's a good one. Weirdness. Ball lightning. You ever heard of that?
No.
I've seen. There's actually legit videos. There's people been able to document these things. All right. A healthy fear of lightning is normal. This awe-inspiring phenomenon is hotter than the surface of the sun and packs enough electrical charge to stop your heart if you're unlucky enough to get stuck. Lightning is the subject of intensive scientific study, but we still don't know everything about this immense force of nature, including why it can sometimes form into a ball. And it's, like I said, there is videos. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just like this orb of rolling around. Imagine it like a kind of like a plasma ball. But
Yeah.
it's just lightning just jumping around. It can bounce around, and there is purported and some pretty legitimate videos on YouTube of ball lightning. It's hard to catch. I mean, it's just catch, but it happens. So in this story, we don't know much about the ball lightning outside of the thousands of anecdotal reports from people who were startled by this unusual and short-lived phenomenon. Ball lightning is reportedly lightning that forms into a ball immediately after the strike of a normal bolt of lightning. After forming, it can reportedly move erratically, skip across the ground, and burn through the surface it touches. Most reports state that it only lasts a couple of seconds before disappearing. A group of Chinese scientists captured this phenomenon on camera for the first time back in 2012. But experiencing it was the result of pure luck, something that doesn't foster much scientific research. It's too rare. The ball lightning is legit. There's been some talk that may have where the story or legend of St. Elmo's fire comes from, is ball lightning. So pretty interesting stuff. And I know about St. Elmo's fire, not from the movie or the song, but because of that movie, several years ago.
Yeah.
It's a sailing thing. Okay. Ball lightning.
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. So that is our stories on wacky weather stories. We could do a part 2 on this easily, just to talk about some other stuff, but we'll save that for a future fun show. We'll bring that fun subject back. We don't want to beat that horse to death.
I'm sure there's a lot of actual really interesting stories of different weird weather phenomena that happen all over.
Yeah, matter of fact, folks, if you have a weird weather phenomenon, let us know. Send us a message, and we might want to get yours so we can just share some of the viewer stories on weather phenomena. Because I know all of you got something you probably want to share.
Yes, I know. So even though we pre-record these shows, we do read the comments and we do comment on the comments. So don't be, don't feel like, oh, well, they're not going to look at our comments. We actually do look at our comments afterwards. So
Definitely. It may take us a couple days
Yeah.
to get back, but we look at the comments, we look at the show, we start responding. So
Bye.
if you're typing on Friday night and you're like, oh, they're responding on Monday morning, we care.
I'm sorry I'm yawning.
will.
It's so late right now. Like, I'm so tired. Oh my God, it's almost 11 p.m.
Survey, it's only 10:47 at night on August 26th.
I'm so tired.
Understood. All right. So we've got about 5 minutes left in the show. I think as we close this out, we want to kind of see who could do the best voiceover for the opening credits of the show. Let's pick an unusual narrative, an unusual point of view or way to announce the show and see if it should be Savea or myself.
Okay.
I'll bring up the music. I won't hum the music because it won't carry over very well, but let's see who could do the voiceover. Savea, you want to try it?
Okay, what style do you want me to try?
I don't know. Pick one.
Shoot, man, you just put me on the spot. This guy, he just literally threw this on the spot on me.
Do this every week.
No, not a voiceover where we do our own, like, you know, interpretation of
We
what the
improv
voiceover
so
is.
much on this show.
I know.
This is an issue now.
Let me think. I'm trying to think.
think. I'm gonna do what you can base it off another character. You can do it where you're doing a parody of someone or something. WWE or something.
There's a hummingbird on the tree outside.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Aww, little hummingbird. I love that.
Tuche is a hummingbird. I think that's a
There's a lot of nature.
local queer word. I believe. I may be mistaken. Is for hummingbird. What?
There's a lot of nature here at our place, our condo. That's the one thing I loved about our place. There's a lot of nature here. We have a whole bunch of trees around.
You have coyotes and bobcats.
You know, not so much coyotes. Is that bird still sitting on that limb? Is really fleeing. Oh yeah, still there. We have coyotes. Coyotes like to come in our parking lot.
Gotcha.
We have raccoons because I've seen raccoons. We've seen possums. There's been skunks. We have hummingbirds. We have hawks. We have mourning doves. We have crows. We have parrots.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that we actually have opossums in Southern California.
Yeah. Oh, that hummingbird's leaving now. I don't know.
All right, I will do one. I will make one up. I will do. What was that guy who was real big in the 90s and 2000s? Appeared on the. He was a model for like romance novels. Fabio.
Yeah, but that's always what you do. Okay.
Not always what I do. It's the first time I've done a Fabio on this. And honestly, it's just the first thing that popped in my head. All right.
Okay.
Fabio. Let's do romantic model featured on the front of cheap romance novels.
Okay.
Welcome to Late Night Crack Talk. Starring Savea Komoriang. All right, it's not quite him, but it's along that vein. All right.
It sounds a little vampire-ish.
Welcome to. It's the way it's evolving now, your power suggestion. Welcome to Late Night Crack Talk with Savea Komoriang and the James Hermes. On tonight's show, wacky weather stories and more. What kind?
A little bit Latin.
of sight? What?
Sounds a little Latin, like Latin lover.
I'm trying to do Latin. It's the way it evolved. On tonight, what is the sight of a hurricane? One eye. Time to start the show. All right, what do you got?
I don't have one.
Can you just move your mouth and I'll do it for you?
Sure.
Oh, we've done that before. All right, let me pick one. All right. Hey, welcome to Late Night Craft Talk. Tonight's show, we have Savea Komoriang, James Hermes, hosting the show tonight. Tonight's show's about wacky weather stories. What's with the eyesight of a hurricane? One eye. Let's start the show. I don't know. My first one had more character. All right.
Yeah.
Definitely had more character development.
Yeah, definitely developed over time.
Yeah, the course of about a minute. It went
Yeah.
from vampire to Fabio to vampire to Latin soap star.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Do you think I could be in another life? I could have been a Latin soap star.
No.
I have new goals in life. I'm going to go through a midlife crisis. I want to be a Latin soap star.
You're like, I want to be on a Latin soap. Telenovela? The telenovela?
Telenovela.
Yes.
Somebody right here, one of our viewers, is probably going, no, 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 no.
You know, it's so weird.
Telenovela.
You know, it's so weird. I'm not kidding you. I've noticed since I've been sitting here in our apartment, I seriously feel like I've been hearing dogs, like ID tags jingling.
I hear an echo.
I don't know why you hear an echo. I didn't do anything to my voice things.
I know it's just kind of there. What's the Alexa? Oh, Alexa. Okay. Hey, Alexa. Nothing?
No.
All right. Well, we tried, folks. Anyway, we are 1 minute over. So, thank you for watching this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk. This is going to be a fun one. Next week's show, we featuring.
I don't know what we're featuring. What are we doing next week, James?
Let me look at our list of ideas.
Write it down. Yeah.
Healthy eating.
Oh yeah. Healthy eating.
No, so folks, with recent events, our viewers know that Savea and I have had to change our diets a bit. I've had to quit eating so many steaks and hamburgers, while Savea's had to quit eating live animals.
Food.
We've had to change our diet based off some choice electives, some out of necessity. And so we want to present healthy eating and what we've been doing and some other resources for looking up eating healthier. And even let's get the commercials back there.
And then it basically is like ideas on things you eat every day and way to cut calories and to be healthier on the things that you're eating.
Totally. Matter of fact,
and it's just in time for Labor Day weekend if everyone's going to be going to any of those Labor Day weekend barbecues or whatnot.
Yeah. Sometimes you cheat, but you got to keep it over to that. Matter of fact, I took this picture and you won't be able to read it too much, but you kind of see it there. And on there it says, I took this at a truck stop in Westmoreland in the Imperial Valley yesterday morning.
Okay.
Cannoli chips, bite-sized cannoli shell pieces dusted in sugar with a cherry filling dipper. Also add chocolate chip cannoli cream dipper for only 99 cents more.
Wow.
Or order their Swiss mushroom burger, 2 for $5. Yes, there's a reason we're doing healthy eating. Unfortunately, this negates many things you find at a powwow.
Yes, it's true.
Funnel cakes and rye bread, though.
And just remember, guys, Verona Powwow is Labor Day weekend.
Matter of fact, we are going to be at Verona Powwow 1 week from tonight.
Yes, exactly. So, all right. Well, that's it, James. We're already over time.
Yes, we are. All right, folks. This has been with this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk. We'll see you next week's show. Healthy eating should be good. Scrum delicious. It doesn't have to taste like cardboard to be healthy. We're going to help you make it taste good.
Yay.
It's not like cannoli chips and
mushroom Swiss burger.
Keeper and mushroom burger for 2 for $5.
Yes.
All right. Let me, because I didn't have the proper closing credits, so we're going to go with a different version. Let me bring that up real quick. Or should I just play last week's? I'm going to do last week. So, all right, folks.
Okay.
Let me cue it up while we're doing that. Savea's going to tell you a hilarious joke.
Okay. So, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo. Boo.
Hey, James, don't cry. It's only a joke.
I have a sad life. All right, folks. Here's closing credits. Get ready to dance, folks. Here we go. And cue tap dance. Oh, ain't he cute?